Fanboys being fanboys, I mean, they got wrecked, so I think it's pretty bad.
Well, the first day of playoffs at MSI are done. I'm joined right now by Laure, well as Broden, who's behind the camera. He's leaving tomorrow, fun fact, to talk a little bit about how the first day of MSI in Paris went. Laure, so first off, what was it like for you being in this giant arena? I don't know, were you here in 2014?
I was here, but in the audience. I actually skipped school that day to go to see an All-Star, so yeah, it was really weird to come back here, but I enjoyed it so much. The public is insane, really, so really looking forward to the next days.
That's got to be feel pretty good for you to go from being in the audience just 4 years ago to now like being a part of the broadcast that's being pumped into the arena.
Yeah, so weird. Well, I mean, I've been used to do it since the beginning of the year, working in the EU LCS, but still, when it's your audience in your country, you want to give you the best experience. Like, I was so stressed this morning coming into the arena, and it went fine, and people know you and expect to see you on stage, so they're really happy to see you, and it's really amazing.
Now, there's probably a lot of NA audience watching my videos. They might not know sort of what your backstory is. Can you tell a little bit about sort of how you ended up doing EU LCS hosting and all of the stuff that you're doing today?
Okay, so I was lucky enough to have a part in the summer split final last year in Paris. So they let me do the interview both in French and in English. And afterwards, I was cocky enough to send an email to the ELCS directors to say, hey, maybe if you need someone, I know they have an amazing interviewer in LA. So maybe I could be the one in EU. So they accepted. I made a few tryouts and it's working.
Cool. Now, what were you doing before that? Like, how did you end up, what is your background?
Nothing to do with that, really. I wanted to be a journalist in cinema at the beginning, and then I realized I spent so much time watching Ling and watching your interviews, obviously. I wanted to have a part in that and, have my time worth when I watch League. So I started writing a few articles online in French for free, obviously, because it's only for free when you're beginning. Yes. And it grew a bit. In 2015 in Paris, I was here doing interviews backstage for a gaming, and then one thing led to another. I just decided to do this for my life.
Okay. Do you get nervous at all, or have you gotten used to like knowing that you're going to be in front of all this?
Always. And I think it would be even more nerve-wracking for me if I wasn't stressing, because when I'm not stressing, it means like something is wrong. So since I'm stressing, it's good. But I hope it all goes away sometimes. But I think I just have to be more comfortable in English for it to go away.
Well, I mean, it feels like your English is pretty well. You're not dropping any words. Everything sounds good. Your pronunciation is better than most of the Americans I talk to, so I think you're doing okay, yes. What do you think of today's games? Obviously, Fnatic lost. That's a bit of a bummer for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, we were kind of expecting it, I think. ONG have been so good and Uzi has been so good. I wasn't expecting Karsa to start, and for me, Karsa had a lower champion pool than MLXG, so I was expecting Broxa to be proactive on that matter, but it didn't happen. They made a few mistakes. Hidisung wasn't that good on the champs he picked. Reckless was better, but still it wasn't enough. They made too many mistakes and they rushed into things when they didn't have control of the waves, for instance. So yeah, it had to happen.
Well, you know the French audience better than I do. How do you think they're going to take this? Is it going to be like, oh, Fnatic, you suck, or are they going to be? Or are they happy with at least how close these games were?
Fanboys being fanboys, I mean, they got wrecked, so I think it's pretty bad.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. What do you think of the French audience in general? Because I knew the French audience is so legendary, but today, sitting behind the scenes and just hearing it, I was reminded just how passionate, and we didn't even, I think, have a full house today. So what is it about the French audience and League of Legends? Like, what is this relationship? Why is it so passionate?
I think it's the casters. They're really close to their audience and they often talk to the audience as well. So this kind of meetings don't happen a lot. So they're really hyped to see the casters and, well, they know how to hype the crowd. I mean, now you have Romain, but Romain wasn't here a few years ago. So they just yell at the crowd and they like them so much. So I think it makes the magic work. Chips and noix.
What is, because you would know better than I, what is kind of the League of Legends culture in Paris and especially with Chips? I know that they've kind of like led the vanguard into all of this, and the fandom is sort of, they're almost like the captains, I feel like, of League of Legends fandom in France.
Well, we are the most dominant fandom in all Europe, in France, and I think it grew mostly because of them. And we try to create these kind of reunions with the casters when they can meet the fan, and we have this place in Paris where they can meet them also. So I think it's the proximity created by the casters through the community that highlights the League of Legends vibe in France.
Did you have any friends or family that were able to make this out and hear you?
No, they were in Paris last year, but my mom broke her leg 2 weeks ago. She was supposed to come, but she won't be able to. But my best friend is coming on Sunday, so it's cool.
Do they get to watch at least online and sort of see how cool it is for you to be this?
She doesn't get anything about League of Legends. Like, she basically watches it when I'm on stream, and she's like, I don't even know what you're saying, even though you speak in French. So no, she doesn't.
Very cool. Well, hey, I'm very curious. Like, is there anything that you would say to aspiring fans out there, especially, and I try not to bring this too much into it, but I get frequently messaged by women all around the world that are like, I want to get into esports, but it's just there's so many dudes, and all the players are dudes, and all the casters are dudes, and anything that you would say to anybody aspiring out there, including any women?
Well, I get a lot of those messages as well, and I think that women such as Suzy, Shox, Orville, Nene, me in EU, we help women to get more independent and to get into esports. So just try hard enough, and men are no blockers, really. Like, everybody's nice and everybody's helpful, so don't be afraid and jump in.
Okay. Very good. Last thing. Anything you want to say to any of the fans out there that maybe this is the first time they've even seen you, maybe they don't watch EU LCS that often, anything that you want to say to anybody out there who's watching us for the first time?
Well, for those who know me, I promise I will improve during the summer split. I know I have to, and for those who don't, I recommend you to meet me during the summer split of the LCS.
Very good. Thank you so much for the interview. Really appreciate it. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports right here on my YouTube channel. Hello, and welcome to the future side of Gafford Industries. Our company is growing so quickly that we had to lease this land to build a factory just to produce our product. And you know what that product is? We've only got one. It is esports videos just like this one. Yes, that's right. The one that you are enjoying right now is just an example of the premium product that we make every single day. And you know what? Gafford Industries, it's growing. It is taking the esports industry by storm, and we need people to join our movement. That's right, you can join this movement just by clicking the subscribe button on this very video. You'll be part of it today, and that's what we're looking for. So just hit subscribe, and you could be part of Gafford Industries today.